Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty card using elements from the Simply Fabulous Simply Sent kit. Now when you get this kit, it comes in a little package and it shows you all the little elements that are in the kit. Now when I first looked at this, I thought that green behind this lattice was cardstock, but it's actually the color of the envelope. So the way the kit comes, you get enough to make 8 postcards. You get 8 of these little lattice type postcards, and it's meant to be used like this. So you would do your stamping on the front, write your message on the back, and you're good to go. Well, I'm more of a traditional card girl, so I'm going to show you how to convert the elements in this kit to a traditional card. But let me first show you what comes in here. So again, you get 8 of these. You're going to get the 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon. You get smoky slate as well as pistachio pudding. I've already used all the pistachio pudding, so all you're seeing here is smoky slate. You're also going to get some rhinestones. You're going to get these self-adhesive polka dot hearts. I didn't use them on the cards, but they're really cute. You could put them on the inside if you wanted to. So you're also going to get 4 smoky slate envelopes and 4 pistachio pudding envelopes. And you can decorate these to match your card. So I just stamped a flower on the outside and some flowers on the back flap. And when you open it up, you can see it has that nice little polka dot on the inside as well. So what I did is I added a base of smoky slate cardstock. That's a traditional size. It's cut 8.5 by 5.5 and it's scored in the middle at 4.25. The ribbon is tied all the way around. So you can just slide your ribbon in one of the openings on either side and tie your bow on the front. I didn't have the greeting that they recommend with the Simply Sent kit, so I decided to use the Feel Good stamp set, and I chose this greeting right here. And I stamped the greeting in pistachio pudding, I think that's the name, pistachio pudding, in the top left corner. And then I wanted to add some flowers. So these flowers are stamped in smoky slate on Whisper White. I have 3 of them. You can see I've already curled the edges with the bone folder just to give them a little bit of dimension. And they are stamped with a stamp set called Flower Shop. And what's nice about this set, these are all the different flower images that you get. What's nice about that set is they also have a coordinating punch. So after you stamp the image, you can punch out that flower. Now it's a little tricky to line it up, so I'll show you what I did. I took some scrap cardstock and I placed my punch upside down and punched that image. Whoops, it's stuck there. Now I drew a little arrow here so I knew that this was the bottom, because typically you're going to slide your paper in like this and do your punching. And so that's going to tell me that that bottom part there is where I want my image stamped on my scrap paper so my punch can reach in and punch it. So then I went to the images on the package to figure out which little petal fits in that bottom slot. So after some maneuvering, once you kind of figure that out, I marked it on my stamps. And so I trim my stamps really close around the edges when I get them. I also choose not to put the sticker on the back side. That's just my preference. But you can see right here that little notch that I made. So see how these are all straight edges, right? So I cut all those really straight, but that is a special petal. So I cut that little notch right there. So when I stamp it, I'm going to stamp that notch towards the bottom of the paper so my punch can go in and that notch is going to be right there at the bottom. So it took a little bit of fussing to kind of figure that out on the different flowers, but now that I've done it, whenever I pull this set out, I don't have to think about it. I just know that that petal with a little notch is going to be at the bottom of my scratch paper so my punch can fit right in and punch it out. So now what you're going to do, you're going to stamp your greeting on this little lattice postcard, add your ribbon, and we're going to decorate. So we've got the little flowers that we've already stamped and punched. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on the back, peel it off and stick it down. And I think I'm going to have, I have to kind of think about this for a second. Random is really hard for me. But I think I'm going to go like that. I think I'm going to like that. So I'm going to peel that off and stick it right about here. And the same thing for these, just one dimensional in the back is really good. And then that goes, I'm not going to cover up the greetings, I'm just being a little careful with the placement of the petals. And then you remember we have little rhinestones in the kit. So I'm going to use the pokey tool to get under the adhesive of the rhinestone, place that right in the center and press it down. Just make sure you get under that adhesive and then press that right down. So that looks pretty good, right? We're almost done. So I punched a little glitter butterfly with the, I think it's the Petite Butterfly Punch and the Silver Glimmer paper. I put a glue dot that's kind of wadded up for the center, and I put probably about a third of a dimensional on either wing. And I left the paper on the back so it's not sticky for the dimensional, but it's sticky for the glue dot. So this will keep the wings kind of propped up on the card. And then the last thing you need to do is simply layer it on your folded card. And there you go. It's really pretty, right? So this is one version. I'll show you a couple more. They're all very, very similar. I just have different, oh, you know what I forgot? Okay, so back to this card. Okay, so we've got the cute little glitter butterfly there, and we have the glitter centers here, but we need a little bit more greenery around the card. So I'm going to punch out some of these little leaves from the, I think it's called this two-step bird punch. It's this punch right here. So I'm going to use this little element here, and I don't need the whole stem. I really just need that part there. So I have a little strip of pistachio pudding cardstock, so I'm just going to slip that in this way so I can see where I'm punching. And just give that a squeeze. I think I'm going to need about 5. So take your glue dots. Remember the Stampin' Up! Glue dots are on the outside of the paper, so you always want to leave a long enough tail to cover those up so they're not exposed. Just stick one on the end of the stem there. So just tuck these under wherever you think you need a little bit of greenery. Okay. So pretend that we've glued that down, right? So that's one card, looks really good. So I'll show you a couple of different versions. So this one, I just added some rhinestones along the bottom. And instead of using that little sprig right there, I used what would be the wing of the bird for that same punch, just to give me some leaves there and a little butterfly. And then there's one more. These are all very similar. I just stamped the greeting purposely in different areas and rearranged the flowers. So you get some really pretty cards using the elements in that Simply Scent kit. Just add a couple of flowers that you've stamped and punched and popped up with dimensionals. A little sparkle never hurt, and you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to use elements in the Simply Scent kit to make full-size cards that are really pretty. If you would like more inspiration, please visit me at KeenanCreations.com. Thank you and have a great day.